Alright, welcome back guys. Today we'll do end of the Act 5 already. This time it's a True Colors. Let me just eat this and then I'm gonna read it. Okay. The demons have been pushed back for the time being, and the garden returns to the capital of Carol. In his absence, Reynold of Honduras has begun to conscript farmers and villagers to fight. At the same time, Hellen forces are being removed from the front lines, and the Golden Guard has remained rather passive. Meanwhile, hordes of orcs are running through the realm. While some seem to kill anything that stands in their way, many just seem to be on the run from the demons. So that's probably like the Darkmind clan compared with everyone else. The ploys of the undead are still unknown to most of the living, as their newest champion Arkain descends to the depths of the Dead Mountain. And unbeknownst to all, yet another force has decided that the time to act has come. Another force. Who could that be? Is it Red Fist? Maybe. Okay, let's get into it. Commander Derek. If you're reading this, it means that I have fallen in battle against the demons. These words are meant for your eyes only. Your eyes and your eyes only. I made sure that the magical seal on the letter will only break once you hold it in your hands. Nice. I'll be honest with you, I didn't get lost during the retreat from Lore. I deliberately removed myself from the rest of our forces and joined one of the garrisons in Carol, for I know who will wait for me in the capital, my father-in-law, Reynold of Honduras himself. Yo! You will think that I'm foolish for doing so, and putting my life in danger like that, and you would be right. I'm a fool for doing this, just as I was a fool to trust Kijanitas, but I couldn't meet my father-in-law. Not like this, not yet. He's a man who tolerates neither flaws nor mistakes, arrogant maybe, but for a good reason. I'd hoped to redeem myself in his eyes, not completely, but at least a tiny little bit, by holding back the demon onslaught, side by side with the royal army. Part of me sees it as my duty to try and mend the wounds between the kingdoms and the empire as well. Well, since you have received this missive, it means that I have failed. I can only hope that I have met my end in an honorable battle, doing my duty. I'm sending you this, my last will, with this as well as your final payment. I will also send a letter to my father-in-law to inform him of this. I've been thinking a lot about this, and my final wish is that you and your mercenaries go after the orcs, who have destroyed our defenses and Lore. You were right about them. Their latest movements suggested that they were planning something big. Oh no. I think that it was my departure that doomed our defenses, it was, but the battle was already lost. The orcs are much more dangerous than we thought. I've heard that the demons slaughtered a lot of them, serves them right, yet they still pose a threat. Find them, Derek. Find the orcs and destroy them. Once they can no longer sabotage us and rejoin the combined defensive efforts of the Empire and the Kingdoms, let my sacrifice not have been in vain. This is our final contract. I want to thank you for all the assistance you have provided me over the years. Signed, Sir Larry Goldheart. Damn man, what a fool. We have our orders. We are moving out within the next 2 hours. So Larry is dead. He fell in battle. His final wish is that we hunt down the orcs who caused the fall of Lore. Orcs? There is an invasion of demons going on as we speak. How can we focus on literally anything else than that? Dear mercenaries, Logan, you are being paid to follow your orders, not to question them. The man who paid us is dead, Derek. He can neither pay nor command us. The only reason he sends us after the orcs is because they sent him running to Janitus with his tail between his legs and Lore. His letter included our final payment. In addition, he has sent a letter to High Lord Inquisitor of Honduras, his father-in-law as well, Logan. With all due respect, sir, the High Lord has not really done much to improve the situation on the continent. I doubt that he cares for the fate of the orcs that much. From a tactical perspective, they are the ones who broke through our defenses in Lore. Intentionally or not, they are the reason why Lore fell to the demons. Yes, their armies have been routed by the demons, and their homes were burned to the ground, but there is still quite a few of them out there, enough to cause trouble. We'll follow our orders and fulfill our last contract. A mercenary's reputation is the most important asset. I wouldn't do it any good if we didn't do what we were ordered to. I'm aware that you never had much love for our employer, Logan, but I expect you to follow your orders. I know that the war against the demons means that you personally... What, I didn't catch that. The orcs are a menace to the kingdoms have been unable to deal with and allowed to roam freely for far too long. We'll end this threat, and once this is done, we'll rejoin the war against the demons. You have my word on that. And what if nobody wants to hire us? We'll join the fight against the demons no matter what. Dismissed. That would be cool to play as the mercenaries. Dobrik. Yo! Bloodclaw, you're back, I see. Yes, the demons have been pushed back. What is going on here? Why is the Golden Guard not moving out to attack the demons? You should ask Venturus, not me. He has sent several companies of the Golden Guard to key locations in the kingdoms and the Elven Kingdom. That's all I know. You surprised me, Dobrik. I expected you to charge right back into combat. I could have used someone like you in my last battle. Oh yeah, we could. I'm not going to join forces with you, Bloodclaw. I never trusted you, that's no secret. But that is not why I'm not rejoining the fight against the demons. Oh, what orders did Venturus give you? We're going to deal with the orcs, once and for all. The orcs? I understand they've defeated you in Lore, but they are not the main threat, the demons. Do you think that I don't know that? Just how stupid do you think I am, Bloodclaw, huh? What's wrong with you, Dobrik? Ever since the fall of Lore, your behavior has been rather unusual. Huh. Really don't get it, do you, Bloodclaw? Of course you don't. How could you? You don't know what it's like to watch your friends getting slaughtered because you don't have any. For you, they're all just tools. Losing one is inconvenient at best. Fergan, Ramirez, Celia, they're all dead. Dead. Because I failed them. Because I could not hold the line. I'm the Harbreaker Berengar of the Bull Regiment. They expected me to crush anything coming my way, and I couldn't. You're a great warrior, Dobrik, but even you are just one man. The kind of a man that breaks demons' skulls and lifts horses to break them in two with his bare hands. It's still just one man. I mentored them, Bloodclaw. I mentored Celia and Blan. And where did that bring them? Celia is dead and Blan is in prison. Ramirez, he was a good lad. A bit stiff and arrogant in public, but a fine soldier and leader. He deserved better. And Fergan, his last words were, "I'm sorry, Dobrik." After years of hostility between the two of us, he apologized for pursuing his career. How could I ever have felt that he betrayed the boss? How could I ever have said these things to him, someone who used to be like a brother to me, and now he's dead? Line. The orcs must pay. I'll finish what I started. I'll break their skulls. I'll tear them apart. I'll rip their black hearts out and feed it to their wolves. I'll avenge our fallen. Starting with the coward whose flying beasts killed Fergan. No! Dobrik, I understand that you want to avenge the fallen, but think about this. Don't just run around looking for certain death. Use your brain. What good is your revenge if the demons destroy everything? We have a war to win. I have my orders and I'm willing to go through with them. You can't persuade me, Bloodclaw. And I'm not the only one. The remaining regiments are being ordered to go after the orcs. All of them. All of them? Venturus wants us to prove ourselves. He doesn't think that we have the strength to fight the demons if we can't even deal with the green-skinned pillagers. Also, he has other plans to win the war than the brute force, but I'll let him tell you that himself. My men are waiting for me, Bloodclaw. Farewell. Farewell, Dobrik. Man, it sucks that we lose him. I see that you have returned, Cardon. What is that animal doing here? Rexius, get the direwolf out of here. This is no forest or a battlefield. It has no place here. Oh, he's snarling. As you wish, High Lord. Hey Zed, a long time no see. Wolf. Good to see you too. I'll bring him to the Royal Gardens. You can pick him up there later, Garden. I'll make sure that he won't be bored. Go ahead, Paladin. How does he know? Come on, Zed, let's go. Word of Larry's death has already reached me prior to your arrival. It is most unfortunate that he had to die in combat. There was nothing we could have done. He was already dead when we arrived. Yes, just like the soldiers who accompanied you on the way. We had to travel through a forest filled with orcs, demons, and even through a Murloc village of Honduras. With more troops, my own troops even, we could have saved more lives. Perhaps. Your reports about this alliance between the orcs and Murlocs were quite intriguing. We are still unsure if this was a legitimate alliance or if the orcs were just enslaving other creatures there. It is a shame that you have not been able to put an end to the unholy alliance. I wonder what the future holds for these races. Regardless, you are about to be complimented about your success against the demons. I would have been able to accomplish much more if you hadn't stripped me of my power. I have also noticed what you have been doing in my absence, nothing but forcing farmers and villagers into your service. You haven't even tried to fight back at all. You said you'd assume command to win this war. How are you going to do that? From here, I wonder. And how is sending the regiments off to hunt orcs helping in that regard? How will you, the man who pushed the demons back of Rhoda, defeat them here when you do nothing? Also, I'd like to know what plans do you have for the Elves. You move their forces to the backlines and send a large amount of Golden Guard into their forests, even though they're clearly not needed there. And finally, I noticed that some of my men are no longer in capital. Where have you sent them? They were never your soldiers, Guardian. They are the Empire soldiers. You would do well to remember that, unless you want me to believe that you, like Dorton, have forgotten the fact. Your men serve the Empire's interests, not yours. They have been stationed all over the kingdoms to do so. The Empire's interests are my interests. Very well then, Guardian, if you insist, I believe it is fair to tell you. Also, your father would have wanted you to know. Know what? What is this scheme of yours? Guardian, this is Lord Marin. He is the best engineer in the Empire, in the entire Empire, who can create machines even beyond the dwarves' capabilities. He is the mind behind the Structor's airships. While you have been fighting the demons, he has completed his plans. He has created a weapon that will allow us to defeat the demons. And just what kind of a weapon is that supposed to be? I could spend the whole day explaining the exact function of it, but I think it would be too difficult for you to understand its complexity, so I'll cut it short and talk in words that are easily understood. It's a stationary cannon that can fire on everything from here to the void. The cannon is a perfect symbiosis of magic and technology. Its magic makes it destroy our enemies without leaving our lands in ashes. The mechanical parts are designed to collect and concentrate its magic. It should be more than enough to keep them at bay for long enough. So that was your plan all along? Build a cannon and defeat the demons? For a time it could work, but they'll find a way to in the long term, yes. We should build this cannon and use it to push the demons back to the void. Then we march into their lands and bring the cannon there too. Transporting the cannon will be a logistical challenge, one that could be dealt with, of course, but there is no need to do such thing. We're not going to march into the enemy territory. We're going to leave this continent, Garda. The Emperor has decided we have wasted more than enough forces here. The war against demons on this continent has been going on for far too long. Even after all these decades, there has been no real and lasting success. Additionally, the kingdoms have been rather unwilling to cooperate, and we are not blind to their actions. They don't want our aid. You coward, you're responsible for this? Why would the Emperor have sent so many forces to the continent if he didn't want to continue? He personally ordered me to come here and continue this war. He never would have abandoned this. Mind your tone, Gardon. Don't forget who are you talking to. All I'm doing, all I have always been doing, has been ordered by the Emperor himself. He alone made this decision. He alone ordered me to take your forces away from you. I had nothing to do with either. Oh really? Tell me then. What are you even doing here? Why send forces after the orcs? Why deploy oh so great Golden Guard if this continent was to be abandoned? We have been sent here by the Emperor to evacuate the elves. What? The Emperor and the Queen Renova of the elves are to be married. She asked the Emperor to bring her people to safety, and he has agreed to do so. As for the orcs, they have humiliated the Empire and are therefore to be taken down for good. The Emperor sent me because he trusts me, while you have lost his trust with your actions. To hell with his trust. He's just going to leave the kingdoms and our allies to die for some elven bit. Soldiers, leave this room at once. I'll be waiting for you outside, General. I'll continue my work, our lord. You know where to find me. The Emperor's decision is final, Gardon. You should know better than to try and insult him and his future wife in public. Be mindful next time, lest you want to force my hand. Don't tell me you'd have a problem with that. Is that what you really think, Gardon? You think that I'm just waiting for the right moment to strike you down? You think that I would enjoy your death? You deny it? Despite everything, you're still family, Gardon. Even if you don't get the treatment you might expect. You're walking a dark path, but I know all too well what brought you into it. I still think that you chose it because it was easier than following the right path, however. I didn't come here to get lectured by you. The Emperor, he just wants to give up just like that? I can't believe that he would be that weak. He considers this continent as lost, Gardon, and given the circumstances I see myself forced to agree. The kingdoms had lost this fight a long time ago. It was only thanks to us that they could hold on, and now they are starting to turn their backs on us. What choice do we have? I disagree. I think there is a possibility to win this war, especially if we use that cannon of yours. Anyway, what is about these rumors I heard? Our battle in Imperium? The rumors about these rebels are true. A noble of Pyru, Lord Chorus Ratka, has killed the king of Pyru and his family. He rules Pyru now and leads his forces against the Empire. Already his forces have managed to conquer parts of the kingdoms of Torn. Any word from General Whitefield? He was in command of all forces in Pyru. I don't think he would just let the rebellion take over like that. Or has he joined the rebels? A rebellion started while he was there, in the capital. We don't know what happened when he returned, but we assume that he either joined the rebels willingly or by force. Either way, we haven't heard from him. Very well then. I'll gather whatever forces you haven't sent away to Pyru and deal with the rebels myself, since you don't seem too eager to act on your own. Your men won't suffice. The rebels are too numerous. I have already decided to put a Lady Cora Redfist under your command, along with a company of the Golden Guard. Yes, your tone leaves a lot to be desired, but I won't send you to certain death. Your father wouldn't approve. King Dorton wishes the elven exile Loreen to keep an eye on your actions. She will join you as well. Your latest victory seems to have impressed the king. Either that or your charm had quite an impact on the elf. You and the Emperor seem to have that in common. I will deal with the traitors now, and when I return to Honduras, we'll have the words about the future of this continent. I'm not going to give up just like that. Just give up? Of course not. You just had to complicate matters, didn't you? Who's he talking to? General, this woman had approached me, claiming that she represents a group of people who want to do business with you. Indeed. It's a pleasure to meet you, General. My name is Judara. As your sergeant here has correctly informed you, I represent a certain group of people who would like to support your cause. Is that so? Where was your group in lore? And how do you want to support me? You don't look like a soldier, so I doubt you would join me in battle. Sharp mind and tongue, I see. Very good. You're correct, of course, General. I'm no soldier. I can wield neither sword nor bow, nor support you in battle. My group, however, can support you in other ways, with resources and gold. I see. And what would be the price of such support? Or are you going to do this out of generosity? Smile. I don't believe in charity, my lord. Charity. Let's just say that there was a group of people who, not caring much for the political goals of the realms, do have interests that a certain threat from the east would interfere with. Said group would be willing to support anyone who was fighting this menace without asking for interest rates, but instead being, let's just say that the inconvenient will be needs stability. Stability needs economy. Economy needs investment. We could provide all we want is to be a part of the system that brings stability. Oh my gosh, she talks too much. I'll be clear. You're from the Empire. You're familiar with banks. Kingdoms rely on merchant guilds instead. We would like to change that. And their constant warring, if left to their own devices, is well known to be remembered by investors such as you. Smile. Now, imagine if there was just one single bank, led by investors under your control, of course, to bring the entirety of Arkain prosperity. I know you have an economic mind behind the dark helmet and attitude, General Bloodclaw, but even you need resources. Allow us to participate. The High Lord has left me with little options. I believe we have a deal. Do not think of crossing me. I'm well versed in the ways of breaking those who cross me, on and off the battlefield. I assure you, General, we are well aware what happens to those who cross you or stand in our way. We have no intention of sharing their fate. It'll be a pleasure doing business with you. Okay, holy. This door? God damn, there's more. 22 minutes, go. Damn, man, my neck hurts. 80. Are you alright? Corey, is that you? What are you doing here? I'm sorry, sister. I tried to stop them when I heard that they had imprisoned you, but they wouldn't listen. Are you alright? You look different. Very different. Yes, sister, I'm alright. Apart from being locked inside this cell that is... I have to get out, Corey. I have the power to save the Empire. I cannot do that from here. What are you talking about? Corey, I found a way to attain real power. I can turn the tide of this war. All I need is to actually use it. And I already know how. Let me out of this cell and I will show you the gift and teach you how to use it too. We can save the Empire together. Damn, she's possessed. So the rumors are true then. You have fallen for the demonic magic. I can control it, Corey. There is absolutely nothing to worry about. You always understood me. Please let me out of here, my sweet sister. Damn, that's... I didn't want to believe it, but it's true. My sister has turned into a monster. I've seen it in your eyes. I've heard it in your voice. You're not my sister Edel anymore. You're possessed with demonic power. Corey, I can use and control it. I can explain it. I promise you will understand. Do you even listen to yourself? Lady, please resist its influence. Can't you see that it's completely controlling you? We are family. Fight it. For me, for Mom, for Cora. But father? Leave. But I told you to leave, Cora. That's as you wish, father. Hello, father. I haven't expected. I remember the day you were born. You cried the entire day and night and wouldn't let your mother sleep. You required constant attention to remain alive, a sickly baby, close to death from birth. Your condition improved as you grew older. We were hopeful that you'd one day grow into a strong woman to make us proud. Our hopes were misplaced. You might have lost your sickness, but you remained weak enough to fall for the promises of a demon scum. I'm not weak, father, right? Silence. You've always been a disgrace of our family. You've always been weak and were supposed to marry into an influential family, but instead of obeying your father's wishes, you've ran away. You have left your own family. I I won't take any more of this, I will. I cannot remember allowing you to speak, girl. As if your weakness wasn't shameful enough, you also had to fall for the demonic influence. You're a pest. It sickens me to think my blood is running through your veins. You think you have any power now? You're wrong. You've always been weak, no matter what happens. What powers you gain access to. You will stay weak. I can see it now. You are worthless. Sheesh, Daddy? Don't, Edel. Don't. If I were you, I'd rather commit suicide than continue such a life. You're not a part of my family anymore. I spit on you and your whole existence. Should you ever find some idiot who is blind and stupid enough to mate you with you, I'd spit on him too. Should you ever have children, I will be there to spit on them as well. Their children, and their children's children, I spit on all of them. How could I have been so wrong about you? Damn. One day, Father, I'll make you pay for all you have done. Your life will end in the most painful way possible. Yes, it will, my dear. I'll make sure that once we get out of here, he'll gladly help you with that. The time has come. The Dark One always the last word. Just say the word, Master. We'll be ready. He bought it then. Marongin. Oh, the Dreadlord! The offer, yes. The intention, not so much, I don't think. No, a charming fellow, that Bloodclaw, isn't he? Already a threat before cooperation has even begun. But oh well, hatred and anger tends to make one irrational and lose some interests from time to time, doesn't it? Well, he has signed the contract. He gets our resources in exchange we rise with him. A mutually beneficial alliance. No, indeed. But I'd be surprised if a contract meant anything more to him than the paper it was written on. Stay true to your word and don't do anything that will make him think you may consider backstabbing him. We have nothing to gain from betraying him to begin with. Current events are bad for business, not to mention that I had to move out of my beloved home because some maniacs decided to burn everything to the ground. What? Not a very profitable thing I might add. While they have been able to obtain some stolen artifacts, I highly doubt that their worth was high enough to make up for the cost of such an operation. Truly, the Red Fist needs some advice from fashion, and they're irrational. I doubt they would listen. He was on Orc Islands, of course. This was highly hypothetical. You will accompany General Bloodclaw and support him with whatever resources he asks for. I doubt that he'll be willing to ask for too much. He isn't the kind of person to enjoy owning anything to others. Do not force anything on him, however. The less time he thinks about the group you work for, the better. Yo, he has no reason to mistrust us. I haven't lied to him. I want him to protect the kingdoms, not to focus on us instead. Unlike others, I have no ulterior motives. War may be good for business, but the total destruction of mortal realms isn't. Tensions in the capital are high. I'll rejoin the Goldex clan soon, just to make sure they're safe. They need their chieftain in these trying times. He is their chieftain. This entire time. Holy. The Dreadlord that we were talking about, like the one that had the shrine in the, what's it called? In the Slaves of the Demons. Then where else was he mentioned? I think he was the leader of the Soul Eater Legion, right? Yo! Oh no. Okay, so we have to turn against the Goldex clan, man. Holy. And Garden has just allied with them without knowing it. That is crazy. But he did say that he has no motives to destroy the kingdoms. So I don't know what's his game. Yeah, anyway, that was 30 minutes of reading. I think I'm gonna stop it here and we'll continue next time. We will go into the Act 6, Chapter 1, Between a Rock and a Hard Place. Ooh, this was a hard mission. I really do hope that we have a... Wait, hold up. If I remember right, Rat and Lokar are invading the kingdoms right now. Rangul, Vanessa, Hartnog, who else? Gortog, who else was there? Oh yeah, and Destroyer and Amari are gonna join too. We are missing Dogran. What if Dogran is with Grofzag? Because Zaire McWet went to search for the lost orcs, right? So that means that Grofzag might not be alone, and this time we might actually have an ally that's gonna help us. Because that mission was actually insane. I remember playing it before, and it was... you just couldn't win that without any cheats or something. But yeah, I think... yeah, we'll continue this next time. So for now, I'll see you later. Bye bye.